Welcome friends. In this unit, we shall discuss classical approach to probability, conditional probability, etc. Probability, classical approach. The classical approach to probability is based on a random experiment with the sample space containing finite number of elements with the probability of occurrence of all the elements being same, that is equally likely. Historically, the classical definition is one of the oldest definitions of probability. The definition is as follows: if a random experiment or trial results in n exhaustive, mutually exclusive and equally likely outcomes, out of which m are favorable to the occurrence of an event E, then the probability of occurrence of E is given by P of E equal to number of favorable cases to E divided by total number of cases, that is equal to m divided by n. Consider the random experiment of tossing of a die with numbers 1 to 6 written on its 6 faces. The sample space is S equal to the set containing points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Assume that the occurrences of all the 6 faces are equally likely. Consider the event A containing points 2, 3 and 5. Here, out of the 6 possible mutually exclusive, exhaustive and equally likely outcomes of the experiment, 3 are, that is 2, 3 and 5, favorable to the event A. Hence, by the definition, P of A equal to 3 divided by 6, that is equal to 1 by 2. Consider the random experiment of picking a card from a well shuffled pack of 52 playing cards. Consider the event of getting an ace. There is nothing wrong to assume that all the 52 cards having the same chance to be picked out in a trial. Out of these 52 cards, 4 are ace cards. That is, out of the 52 equally likely, mutually exclusive and exhaustive possibilities of the experiment, 4 are favorable to the event under consideration. Hence, the probability of the event of getting an ace is 4 divided by 52. Classical definition allows calculation of the probability of various events when the sample space under consideration is finite with equally likely possible elements. A strong practical objection to this definition is on its assumption that all possible outcomes are equally likely. But in many situations, as illustrated above, this assumption can be profitably used. Finding the probabilities of events using classical approach. Some problems. Number 1, a card is chosen at random from a well shuffled pack of 52 cards. Find the probabilities of getting a card of number 1, a king, number 2, a red queen, number 3, a black card or a queen. Solution. Let A be the event of getting a king card, B be the event of getting a red queen, C be the event of getting a black card and D be the event of getting a queen card. The content of a pack of 52 cards is 4 sets of 13 cards each named as heart, diamond, spade and club. Among these, spade and club cards are black in color and heart and diamond cards are red. Each set of 13 cards consists of a king, a queen, an ace card and cards with numbers 2, 3, 4, etc. up to 10 written on them. Hence, in a pack of cards, there are 26 black cards, 26 red cards, 2 black kings, 2 red kings, 2 black queens, 2 red queens, 4 ace cards, etc. The problems are solving under the assumption that all possible outcomes are equally likely. The random experiment under consideration is having 52 equally likely possible outcomes. Number 1, the pack contains 4 kings, that is 4 out of 52 cards are favorable to the event A. Hence, probability of A equal to 4 divided by 52. Number 2, the pair contains 2 red queens, that is 2 events are favorable to B. Hence, probability of B equal to 2 divided by 52. Number 3, the event of black card or a queen is represented as C union D. By addition theorem, P of C union D equal to P of C plus P of D minus P of C intersection D. Pack of card contains 26 black cards. Hence, P of C equal to 26 divided by 52. Pack of card contains 4 queens. Hence, P of D equal to 4 divided by 52. Out of 52 cards, 2 cards are black queen cards. Hence, P of C intersection D equal to 2 divided by 52. Now, P of C union D equal to 26 divided by 52 plus 4 divided by 52 minus 2 divided by 52, that is equal to 28 divided by 52. Problem number 2. 2 unbiased dice are thrown. What is the probability of getting sum of the numbers shown is less than 5? Solution. When 2 unbiased dice are thrown, we can expect any of 36 equally likely possible outcomes. The sample space is S containing the points 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, etc., 4 5, etc. The last one is 6 6. Let A be the event of the sum of the numbers shown is less than 5. Out of the 36 outcomes, the following 6 outcomes are favorable to the event A. They are 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 2 1, 2 2 and 3 1. Hence, probability of A, P of A equal to 6 divided by 36, that is equal to 1 divided by 6. Problem number 3. A box contains 5 red balls, 6 white balls and 3 blue balls. 2 balls are randomly chosen from the box. Find the probabilities of number 1, the balls are red. Number 2, the balls are 1 white and 1 red. Number 3, the balls are blue. Solution. The number of ways of choosing R objects from n distinguishable objects is n factorial divided by R factorial into n minus R factorial, that is equal to n CR. Hence, the number of ways of choosing 2 balls from the box of 14 balls is 14 C2. The balls are randomly chosen. So, the 14 C2 possibilities are equally likely. Number 1, to get 2 red balls from the box, the selection should be from the 5 red balls contained in the box. For this, there are 5 C2 different ways. Therefore, out of 14 C2 equally likely ways for choosing 2 balls from the box, the 5 C2 ways are favorable for the event of getting red balls. Hence, probability of the balls are red equal to 5 C2 divided by 14 C2, that is equal to 10 divided by 91. Number 2, to get 1 white and 1 red balls, 1 ball should be selected from the given 6 white balls and the other ball from the 5 red balls. Total ways for selecting 1 white ball is 6 C1 and that of red ball is 5 C1. If first job can be performed in n1 ways, second job in n2 ways, etc., the rth job in nr ways, then the entire r jobs can be performed simultaneously in n1 into n2 into etc. into nr ways. Now, the job of selecting 1 white and 1 red ball can be performed in 6 C1 into 5 C1 ways out of 14 C2 ways of selecting 2 balls from the box. So, probability of the balls are red and white equal to 6C1 into 5C1 divided by 14C2, that is equal to 30 divided by 91. As explained in earlier cases, the number of ways for getting 2 blue balls from the box with 3 blue balls is 3C2. Since the total number of ways for getting 2 balls from the box is 14C2, the required probability is 3C2 divided by 14C2, that is equal to 3 divided by 91. Problem 4. What is the probability that 2 persons in a room having same date of birth? Solution. The birth date of each one of these persons may be any of the 365 days in a year. We are ignoring the possibility of someone having date of birth on 29th February. Hence, there are a total of 365 into 365, that is equal to 365 square equally likely possible outcomes for the date of births of 2 persons. Probability of the 2 persons having the same date of birth equal to 1 minus probability of the 2 persons having different date of births. Let the first person is having his birth date on any one of the 365 days. For the occurrence of date of births on different days for these 2 persons, the date of birth of the second person should be any of the remaining 364 days. Hence, for the event of the 2 persons having different date of births, there are 365 into 364 possibilities out of 365 square ways of the total possible date of births. This gives probability of the 2 persons having different date of births equal to 365 into 364 divided by 365 the whole square, that is equal to 364 divided by 365. Thus, probability of 2 persons in a room having same date of birth equal to 1 minus 364 divided by 365, that is equal to 1 divided by 365. Conditional probability. The probability of an event A given that an event B of the same sample space has happened is called the conditional probability of A given B and is denoted by. Consider the random experiment of tossing an unbiased die. Let the event A containing the points 1, 3 and B containing the points 1, 3, 5. Then P of A given B is the probability of the outcomes 1 or 3 under the information that the experiment has resulted in an odd number, because B, the event containing the points 1, 3, 5 is an event of odd numbers in a die tossing experiment. Since the sample space of the experiment S containing the points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 by the classical definition, the unconditional probabilities of A and B are probability of A equal to 2 divided by 6 and probability of B equal to 3 divided by 6. But when we are considering the conditional probability P of A given B, we are given the experiment was resulted in B. Now, it needs only to find how many cases of B are favorable to the event A. Here B contains 3 cases, out of which the 2 cases, that is 1 and 3, are favorable to A. Hence, the probability of the occurrence of A through B is 2 divided by 3, that is P of A given B equal to 2 divided by 3. In other words, the conditional probability P of A given B is the probability of A when the sample space of the experiment is reduced to the event B. Mathematically, P of A given B is defined as P of A given B equal to P of A intersection B divided by P of B, provided P of B not equal to 0, or P of B given A equal to P of A intersection B divided by P of A, provided P of A not equal to 0. From the above definition, it follows that P of A intersection B equal to P of A into P of B given A. where P of A not equal to 0 and P of A intersection B equal to P of B into P of A given B, where P of B not equal to 0. The above equations are known as the multiplication theorem for two events A and B. Independence of events. If the information that the event A has happened makes no change in the probability of the happening of the event B, we say that A and B are two independent events. That is, if P of B given A equal to P of B itself, we say that A and B are independent events. We have P of A intersection B equal to P of A into P of B given A, provided P of A not equal to 0. Then, if A and B are independent events, we get P of A intersection B equal to P of A into P of B, provided P of A not equal to 0. Also, we have P of A intersection B equal to P of B into P of A given B, provided P of B not equal to 0. Since for two independent events A and B, P of A given B equal to P of A, we get P of A intersection B equal to P of A into P of B, provided P of B not equal to 0. In short, two events A and B are said to be independent if probability of A intersection B equal to probability of A into probability of B, provided probability of A not equal to 0 and probability of B not equal to 0. Note: two disjoint or mutually exclusive events cannot be independent. Justification: take two disjoint events A and B. The events A and B are independent if P of A intersection B equal to P of A into P of B, where P of A not equal to 0 and P of B not equal to 0. Since it is given A and B are disjoint, P of A intersection B equal to 0. For them to be independent, 0 equal to P of A into P of B, where P of A not equal to 0 and P of B not equal to 0. But this cannot happen. Hence, two disjoint or mutually exclusive events cannot be independent. Problems. Problem number 1. Two unbiased dice are thrown. Let A denote the event that the sum of the numbers shown on the faces is odd, and B denote the event that at least one die shows the face with the number 1. Number 1. Describe the complete sample space. Number 2. Find probabilities of the events A complement intersection B complement, A intersection B complement, A given B and A complement given B complement. Solution. The sample space contains 36 possibilities like 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, etc. the last 6 6 as the set S. Since the given dice are unbiased, the possibilities are equally likely and each is with probability 1 by 36. Number 2. Here are the 18 points favorable to the event A, that is A equal to the set containing the points 1 2, 1 4, 1 6, 2 1, 2 3, 2 5, etc. the last is 6 5. Hence, P of A equal to 18 divided by 36. Out of the 36 cases, the 11 cases listed in B contains at least 1 1, where B is the event containing the points 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, 1 5, 1 6, 2 1, 3 1, 4 1, 5 1 and 6 1. Hence, P of B equal to 11 divided by 36. Now, by De Morgan's law, P of A complement intersection B complement equal to P of A union B the whole complement, that is equal to 1 minus P of A union B, where A union B is the event containing the points 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, etc. the last is 6 5. This contains 23 elements out of 36 equally likely possibilities. Then P of A union B equal to 23 divided by 36, This gives P of A complement intersection B complement equal to 1 minus 23 divided by 36, that is equal to 13 divided by 36. A intersection B complement equal to the event containing the points 2 3, 2 5, 3 2, 3 4, 3 6, 4 3, 4 5, 5 2, 5 4, 5 6, 6 3 and 6 5. Since A intersection B complement contains 12 elements, probability of A intersection B complement, that is P of A intersection B complement equal to 12 divided by 36. P of A given B equal to P of A intersection B divided by P of B by definition. A intersection B is the event containing the points 1 2, 1 4, 1 6, 2 1, 4 1 and 6 1. A intersection B contains 6 elements. Therefore, P of A intersection B equal to 6 divided by 36. Hence, probability of A given B equal to P of A intersection B divided by P of B, that is equal to 6 by 36 divided by 11 by 36, that is equal to 6 by 11. Probability of A complement given B complement equal to probability of A complement intersection B complement divided by probability of B complement. We have P of A complement intersection B complement equal to 13 divided by 36 and P of B complement equal to 1 minus P of B, that is equal to 1 minus 11 divided by 36, that is equal to 25 divided by 36. This implies probability of A complement given B complement equal to P of A complement intersection B complement divided by P of B complement, that is equal to 13 by 36 divided by 25 by 36, that is equal to 13 divided by 25. Problem 2. A box of 10 items, 2 are defective. Items are randomly selected from the box one by one and examined. What is the probability that the 6th item selected is the last defective? Solution. For the occurrence of the event, the 6th item is the last defective. The first 5 selections should contain one of the 2 defectives and the 6th selection should be the second defective. Let A be the event of getting one defective from the first 5 selections and B be the event of getting the last, that is second defective in the 6th selection. The required probability is P of A intersection B. We have P of A intersection B equal to P of A into P of B given A. Here the first 5 items can be selected in equally likely ways. Out of these 5 items, to get 4 good and 1 defective, the 4 good items are selected from the 8 good items and 1 defective is to be collected from the available 2 defectives. This can be performed in 8C4 into 2C1 ways. Hence, P of A equal to 8C4 into 2C1 divided by 10C5. If A has already happened, then the box contains 5 items out of which 1 is defective. Hence, the probability of the occurrence of B under the condition that the event A already happened is the probability of selecting the last defective item from the box of the remaining 5 items. This gives probability of B given A equal to 1 divided by 5. Thus, probability of A intersection B equal to 8C4 into 2C1 divided by 10C5 into 1 by 5, that is equal to 1 divided by 9. Problem number 3. A and B are 2 independent events in the sample space S. Show that number 1, A complement and B, number 2, A complement and B complement are also independent pairs. Solution. Given A and B are independent events, this gives P of A intersection B equal to P of A into P of B, where P of A not equal to 0 and P of B not equal to 0. Since P of A not equal to 0 and P of B not equal to 0, P of A complement and P of B complement are also non-zeros. Number 1, Here to show P of A complement intersection B equal to P of A complement into P of B, we have P of A complement intersection B equal to P of B minus P of A intersection B. P of A intersection B equal to P of A into P of B gives P of A complement intersection B equal to P of B minus P of A into P of B, that is equal to P of B into 1 minus P of A. This gives P of A complement intersection B equal to P of B into P of A complement. Hence, by definition, A complement and B are independent. Number 2. Consider P of A complement intersection B complement. By De Morgan's law, P of A complement intersection B complement equal to P of A union B the whole complement. This implies P of A complement intersection B complement equal to 1 minus P of A union B, that is equal to 1 minus of P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B, that is equal to 1 minus P of A minus P of B plus P of A into P of B, because A and B are independent events. Therefore, P of A complement intersection B complement equal to 1 minus P of A minus P of B into 1 minus P of A. This gives probability of A complement intersection B complement equal to 1 minus probability of A into 1 minus probability of B, that is equal to probability of A complement into probability of B complement, that is P of A complement into P of B complement. This implies A complement and B complement are independent. Hope you enjoyed this session. We will come back with another session. Until then, goodbye, take care.